People speak at about 125 words per minute. People think at about 900 words per minute. So, guess what? When you speak at 125 words per minute, you, as the listener, are filling in the gaps with any information you want to put in between. We're making assumptions, stories. We turn off because we are thinking about what to answer next. Bottom line, we tend to suck at listening. Today, I will give you some tips to become a better listener, which could save you hours of time at work. Let's listen. Hi, this is Yadi Caro, and welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Soft Skills Podcast. I am an organizational psychology practitioner and team coach, and in each episode, I bring you new skills you can apply. You can listen to all the previous episodes via hardcoresoftsskillspodcast.com and via any podcast app. Today, we talk about listening. Improving as listeners is not something we consider when we say improving our communication skills, but it is so critical, especially in tech. When we are in the tech and also in the military world, where I have had most of my experience, is the amount of acronyms, language that is so technical that we often assume we know what it means, but we don't. In case in point, think of all the meeting time you spent trying to interpret what some customer said, what was discussed in a previous meeting that we need to be clarified for the 50th time. So let me tell you 5 ways we can become better listeners that we can apply today. These are research based techniques that I have learned. So, number one, turn off distractions. This means focusing on your speaker by looking at them and not looking at your computer. Everyone thinks they are great at multitasking, but in reality, we all are terrible at it. I am a remote worker, and if I have to listen to someone say that again, I was doing something else, I'm going to go insane. Okay, I'll try not to, but don't be that person. According to research from Harvard, multitasking affects our ability to retain information and creativity. Plus, think about how you feel when you are talking with someone and they are unable to get their eyes off their phone, off the screen. These actions are barriers to listening effectively and prevent you from taking step number two, which is paying attention to what is not said. Notice the body language of the speaker, their tone of voice, the flow of words. Make sure you stay attuned to what is going on so you incorporate context to content. Facing the person, making eye contact, and leaning over are just some examples of how you can show with your body language that you are indeed listening. But what if I am a remote worker and there are no cameras? We cannot pay attention to the body, but we can pay attention to the pauses, the tone of the conversation. You can hear when someone is aggravated, enthusiastic, or if there is extended silence. Pay attention to that. Number three, listen actively. Repeat back to the speaker what you took away from the statement. You can use expressions like, let me make sure we have the same understanding, or to confirm what you just said. Listening actively is a time saver. Repeating things back ensures both the speaker and the listener can walk away with a clear takeaway. This is known as reflective listening, and in the field of psychology is used to build empathy with the speaker during therapy. Number four, ask open-ended questions. When people speak, they want to really be heard and create a connection. You can have more meaningful connections with your team by approaching these interactions with curiosity. Inquire further about them and any topic using statements like, tell me more about it, or what do you mean by that? This will help create trust among you and your colleagues. Lastly, do not fear interruptions, skillful interruptions, that is. So let me explain. Do not interrupt when someone is in the middle of an explanation or asking a question. Do interrupt in a respectful manner if you think the speaker is making the same statement over and over. You can intervene by trying to provide a recap. Or in the case you need to go, excuse yourself and let them know you can discuss specifics later. Listening does take a lot of work and practice. So, by taking these 5 research based steps, and let's recap on those, which is number one, turning off distractions, number two, paying attention to what is not said, number three, using reflective listening or repeating back what the person stated, number four, asking open ended questions, and number five, skillfully interrupting as needed. By doing this, you can become an effective listener. You'll be surprised by how much time you save and how much you learn. Thank you for listening and see you next time.